first, I'm going to tell you what the gift of prophecy is for. We're going to look at 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verses 1 through 5. I'm reading out of the New King James Version, and this is what it says. Pursue love and desire spiritual gifts, but especially that you may prophesy. Especially that you may what? Prophesy. Verse 2, for he who speaks in a tongue does not speak to men but to God, for no one understands him. However, in the Spirit he speaks mysteries. But he who prophesies speaks edification and exhortation and comfort to men. He who speaks in a tongue edifies himself, but he who prophesies edifies the church. I wish you all spoke with tongues, but even more that you prophesied. For he who prophesies is greater than he who speaks with tongues, unless indeed he interprets, that the church may receive edification. All right, this is such an important part of prophecy. It's the foundation of what prophecy is all about. You need to understand that prophecy, the gift of prophecy in the church, is number one, for everybody, because it says here, pursue love and desire spiritual gifts, but especially that you may prophesy. So you are supposed to want to prophesy. Now, prophecy just means hear God, say what he says. Super simple. Hear God, say what he says. Jesus always prophesied because he simply listened to the Father and he said whatever he heard Father saying. We're supposed to be like Jesus. So we're also supposed to hear God and say what he says. So it's for everybody. We're all supposed to do this. But we have to understand also the purpose of prophecy is to speak edification and exhortation and comfort to men. Now, this is the gift of prophecy. It's not the office of prophet. We'll talk about that later. But the gift of prophecy, the person who prophesies speaks edification. To edify means to build up. In English, we get our word for edifice from that same root, to build up. So you're supposed to be building people up with the prophetic word. He who prophesies speaks edification and exhortation. And the third thing, and comfort to men. Prophecy is supposed to be a comfort to you. It is supposed to comfort the people that you are prophesying to. It is supposed to build them up. It's supposed to challenge them, to inspire them, to fire them up in the Lord, and to comfort them. It is to encourage. It is not to tear people down. It is not ever to accuse people. You need to understand that the Bible teaches us that the devil is the accuser of the brethren. You are not the accuser of the brethren. And sometimes people think that in their role prophesying that they can accuse people or condemn people. That is wrong, wrong, wrong. You need to be a person who is reliable, accurate, kind, loving, and safe in the prophetic. Every single person who prophesies needs to be reliable, kind, loving, safe, and accurate. And so I'm teaching you today to be that kind of a prophetic person, to be a builder up, to be someone who encourages, to be someone who comforts, to be someone who exhorts. And again, this says that he who prophesies is greater than he who speaks with tongues, unless indeed he interprets, that the church may receive edification. So church-wide, in other words, everybody is supposed to get built up by the prophecy that is released in the body of Christ. Get that deep in your spirit today, that prophecy is to encourage, to build up, to exhort, to edify, and to comfort. That is your first prophetic building block. The purpose of prophecy is to comfort, encourage, exhort, and build up.